Well, let me say officially good morning. My name is Carol Daniel from KMOX Radio, and I've just called myself a friend of the family. That's right, a friend of the family, and a supporter of those who love children, because I do as well. So we are so glad to have so many warm and friendly faces with us this morning, this monumental day for Urban Sprouts Child Development Center, the many families who entrust their children to our care day after day and year after year. Also, it's a great day for our generous friends and supporters, and it is an incredible day for the community. We are so thrilled that this forever home is open. How many were here for the groundbreaking? Transformation. It is so good in our lives to be able to see transformation, to be able to see something that starts as a dream that actually occurs and unfolds and develops right before our very eyes. Groundbreaking, we were doing food trucks right over there. There was nothing over there. How many? I did the food trucks, I gotta tell you. I sure did. I was like, which one? Could I do them all? The first location for Urban Sprouts opened in University City in 2009. This is a full circle moment, clearly, to have this beautiful, magnificent expansion take place right here in University City. Let us start. We're so honored to have him with us, St. Louis County Executive Steve Stanger, to be present with us this morning on this historic day. Please join me in welcoming our St. Louis County Executive, Mr. Stanger.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, it's wonderful to be here with everyone this morning. Are you excited? Are you excited? This is fantastic. Transformation, Carol, you're absolutely right. If you look at those photos of the space itself and what it is now, this is just absolutely incredible, and what a wonderful job everyone did. It is such a pleasure to join all of you this morning to celebrate the opening of Urban Sprouts Child Development Center right here in University City. Research leaves no doubt about the positive effects of early childhood education. According to Harvard University, I think I just said Harvard University, 90% of human brain development occurs by the age of 5. And every dollar invested in early childhood education returns huge savings in mental health spending, substance abuse prevention, and other costs later in life. In fact, data has put that ratio at $8 saved for every dollar invested in education before the age of 5, which is incredible. Studies show that early childhood education also sets the course for academic success down the line. When a child enters kindergarten having prepared to enter school, there is an 82% probability that the child will master basic skills by the age of 11, compared with only a 45% chance for a child who does not receive early childhood education before kindergarten. Even more alarming, without early childhood education, children are 25% more likely to drop out of school. They are 40% more likely to become teen parents, and 60% less likely to attend college. These are amazing statistics. With its Reggio Emilia approach to educational philosophy, Urban Sprouts has established a solid record of successfully preparing its students for long-term academic excellence. And these are just some of the reasons St. Louis County government helps to fund about 70 scholarships for qualifying students to attend the Urban Sprouts Child Development Center. Thank you. Thank you. We are so proud to support the school's mission. And again, thank you all for joining us this morning. It is a real honor to be here, and I thank you all for supporting Urban Sprouts. Thank you.
I wasn't sure what the county executive was going to say. I didn't get a preview of his remarks, but to hear 70 scholarships, I didn't expect to hear that. What an honor, how proud we are to be in a county that chooses to do that. Maybe it can be 80, I'm just saying. We'll work on more, whatever you need. If we can help. There are people in here who support you in increasing that number. Are there not? Yes. Okay. See, it all matters. The tone matters. The tone matters. And next, we're so pleased to have the mayor of the great city of University City with us. Please welcome Mayor Shelley Welsh.
Thank you. I'm Shelley Welsh, the mayor of University City. Thank you all for coming to University City. And on behalf of the people of University City, I want to congratulate Alicia, her staff, and the board for reaching this point today. I was here not that many months ago walking into an old warehouse that still smelled of the spices, lovely spices that used to be stored here. And to say the transformation of this building is stunning, awesome, amazing, unbelievable. It's more than that. I can't even find the words. So Alicia, thank you for your vision for early childhood education. Thank you to your board and your staff and everyone else in the community who has worked to help make that vision a reality. And thank you again for choosing to do your big expansion back here in University City where you started, bringing this great early childhood education center to what I call the heart of early childhood education in St. Louis County with the University City Children's Center and Julia Goldstein. We are proud to have you here. I am proud that our staff helped make this happen. I'm proud that Ed and Margaret McCarthy sold you the building to do this, and thank you, and we look forward to seeing the children in this building and hearing their voices and laughter for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Welsh, for being here and for those kind remarks. We would like to recognize any other public officials who are with us who dare to say that they are elected officials. Are there any other elected officials with us today? Please wave your hands. We thank you. Oh, bless you. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for your service as well. One of the reasons that we are standing in this building today is because of our community development partner, Illinois Facilities Fund. A lot of you before this had never even heard of the Illinois Facilities Fund, better known as IFF. Their partnership and guidance has been invaluable. Please welcome David Desai Ramirez, Executive Director of the Southern Region of IFF, for a brief overview of this project.
Morning, everyone. Morning. How many of you think I can stick to 2 minutes? Those that know me know I can't. So my name is David Desai Ramirez. I'm the Executive Director for IFF in St. Louis. For those that don't know us, and Carol's right, a lot of folks probably didn't know us before coming here today. We're a 30-year-old nonprofit lender, real estate consultant, and real estate developer for mission-driven organizations. This has been a long, long journey for us. I think we started talking to Alicia back in October of 2015. I feel that same emotion you feel right now, trust me. I think today, overwhelmingly, I feel kind of two core emotions. I feel a tremendous sense of appreciation, and I feel a tremendous sense of urgency. And I want to call on everyone in here to feel or to reflect on those two, because I think that we should all feel a tremendous sense of appreciation and a tremendous sense of urgency. Let me talk a little bit about that. I feel a tremendous sense of appreciation for the children and the families. This has to be about the kids, right? There's lots of adults here, right? And yes, we worked all really hard, but we woke up every day and we went to work and we went through and over and around the hurdles, not because we wanted to stand up here and like be on cameras and such, but because there's a social justice issue in the country, right? Where in St. Louis alone, there's thousands and thousands of kids that don't have access to this, right? So this is awesome. Yes, great job, IFF. Yes, great job, everyone. But we cannot stop. We have to have a sense of urgency and we have to keep going. Tremendous sense of tremendous sense of appreciation for Urban Sprouts leadership team. Alicia and Andrea showed unbelievable grit and tenacity. And as an insider, I can tell you that they both made tremendous personal sacrifices that none of us will ever know about. But the building in this organization is here today because of that. So kudos to them. The IFF team, if you're from IFF, raise your hand. Anyone from IFF, raise your hand. Higher, guys, come on. Too much humility for these guys. These folks at IFF, these community development professionals, could all be making so much more money in private industry, but they wake up every day and they work hard to solve really complex problems. Most notably, Stephen Westbrooks and Edgar Velasquez. Edgar started working with Alicia in October of 2015 and has literally been shoulder to shoulder with her for 2 years to make this happen. Stephen just like wrote up a credit memo in 3 days, presented it, and got it approved. So that's all he did. Just kidding. Just kidding. Stephen literally, this was a very challenging loan. This was a new market tax credit loan pool loan, which talk to Alicia about that someday over cocktails. Stephen would literally stop at nothing to get this loan approved. Nothing. So I know I'm out of time, but I just have 2 more things to say. One is we go to a lot of stuff in St. Louis, all of us, and we hear, well, St. Louis, we don't collaborate in St. Louis. We don't. We don't collaborate. We don't work together. We all have our fiefdoms. When you hear that next time, please say, well, let me tell you a story about a project called Urban Sprouts, where over 15 organizations, and I wish I had 30 minutes, because I'd tell you how each of them made sacrifices and stepped outside their comfort zone and bit and scratched and clawed to make this happen. So over 15. So we do collaborate in St. Louis. We do radical collaboration. And lastly, because of the sense of urgency I feel, I never want to be at any early childhood event or convening and not say how I feel called to action and how I think our community is called to action. So I think the calls to action for me are, I think we have to continue to advocate really authentically for this industry. This is not daycare, okay? Look around. This is not a daycare. These are educators, and this is a sophisticated industry. And we have to talk about it as such so that our policymakers understand the tremendous social and financial returns in this sophisticated industry. And then just continue to support and advocate. The building's open, but it's very expensive to educate a child, as you all know, all you parents, right? So you have to continue to put your money where your mouth is. And as a community, this is not my center and Alicia's center and Gemma's center and U-City Center. This is all of our center. And all of the high-quality centers in St. Louis are all of our centers, and we have to support them with our dollars and our talent and our time and our treasure. So I'm sorry I went so far over, but this is big and important to everyone here, so thank you for your time.
How many of us agree that it's okay that he went longer than 2 minutes and he could have gone even longer? He could have gone even longer. Thank you so much. And an interview afterwards, can we talk? Absolutely, because that's one way to spread the message. The rest of you are the other way to spread the message, to advocate that this is not, I love that. My favorite line, this is not daycare. These are educators. That's my favorite line of the day. My favorite line of the day. The transformation of this space, as has been mentioned, from Spice Warehouse to this state-of-the-art school in such a short period of time is remarkable. Blackline Design and Construction is responsible for this beautiful space that keeps children as the primary focus. Thad Martin is here to share a few words on design intent. Please welcome Thad Martin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Thad. I'm with Gemma, actually. We're the architects that were paired up with Blackline Construction on this project. I'd like to start with 2 quotes, one by probably lesser known figure and one by a certainly widely more known figure. Religious and philosophical thinker Jiddu Krishnamurti, when speaking of education, said, "Since education is a responsibility of parents as well as of the teachers, we must learn the art of working together. And this is possible only when each one of us perceives what is true. If perception of truth brings us together, it is not opinion, belief, or theory. There is a vast difference between the conceptual and the factual." And John Lennon said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality." And that's exactly what the process of this has been, but it's also what the process of educating humans is as well. Is dreaming together. It's seeing the potential, which is what is actual in the individual or in the space, as we were in this space that was the McCarthy Spice Factory previously, as we've heard and discussed before. As far as design intent is concerned, looking at what was actual, we wanted to recreate some of the great things that we saw that Urban Sprouts was doing at their existing facilities. Steve Hoover with Gemma, who I don't believe is here in this moment, and I were out at the Olivet location and got to see that fantastic facility that you all had out there, which you still have, I think, and the character of the light, the character of the spaces that you all had, the variability of spaces that you had, where the children were able to interact in a variety of different ways. And that, for me, really illuminated the Reggio Emilia pedagogy that Urban Sprouts is known for. And so that really presented the challenge to us, is how can we both take what this space is in the state that it was in, and then what is so great about Urban Sprouts and has been great about Urban Sprouts, and how can we fuse the two together to hopefully transform the way in which the students are educated in this world. And so that's what this process was, but it was a process of collaboration, as I said, of dreams. Alicia had dreams. The students had tons of dreams. We went out there and listened to the kids talk. They had built a scale model and talked about all the things they wanted this new space to do for them. And that was really just amazing, hearing the way in which the children were invested with everything that they are. They were fully invested in transform in this new space that was being transformed for them. And so it was the merging of dreams of the students and Alicia and Gemma and Blackline. It was just this collaborative team of everybody. I know I'm up here speaking, but I clearly didn't do any of this alone, or even the design alone, or my little piece. It was collective. Everybody worked together to realize the dream that is now a reality that we're in. And thank you to Urban Sprouts and Alicia and Andrea, and thank you to Edgar and everybody at IFF, and thank you to Blackline, and of course, thank you to the community as well that makes this possible. So, thank you.
We weren't giving awards today, but the award for the best beard, clearly. Clearly. We'll come up with something for you a little later, maybe a free cup of coffee or something. Thank you so much, Thad. Thank you for being here today and for all the work you did, the partnership that is clear in your heart. Our former board president is with us today. If you would please welcome Bijal Desi Ramirez.
Hello, thank you, Carol. It's hard to imagine that just 2 short years ago, Urban Sprouts, as it stands now, didn't even exist as an organization and as a nonprofit. We were just embarking on a journey to become a newly formed nonprofit, and during this time, we were transitioning from being a private daycare and just a smaller organization to trying to grow. And so we knew we needed to make this transition in order to realize and fulfill some of the goals that we had as an organization. So we knew we wanted to be more inclusive and expand the vision of what we had to offer to more of the community, and to expand our outreach. And to do that, to increase our effectiveness and impact, we had to change just even the structure of the organization to be at the table and get involved. And so we did it, and that was just 2 short years ago. And during my time as founding board chair, we made monumental strides as a small and new nonprofit. But each time that we did something, it seemingly came with monumental hurdles and tests and setbacks and hoops and challenges at every turn. And so to use a childcare and parenting appropriate analogy, It kind of felt like, what fresh new mess is in this diaper that we just changed? It was really difficult. And we had board and staff membership or leadership that was, working at, we would call them budgeting retreats, but it was like, late night. It was like college all-nighters, basically. We would stay up and do budgets for the loans that we were applying for, or for new grants, or for we were applying for reaccreditation even though we were already accredited. We were trying to work with landlords who were selling the buildings and land out from under us and didn't really want to be landlords. So that last piece fortuitously led us in some ways to where we are today. But it makes all of those challenges made the triumph of being here today sweeter and more magnificent. And so, can the board members that are here today stand up and wave? I think some people are behind the curtains. They're spread out. Thank you for everything that you guys have done for the last 2 years or year and a half. They have steadily served, like Uber surge pricing. They've been steady and active the whole time, but when we have things that come up, like the moves or the budgets or whatever, they go into double time. So thank you. Really, though, the staff have done a yeoman's job in trying to get this effort off the ground. And so it's been a combination of Alicia's impassioned tenacity and Andrea's steady execution and leadership, and just kind of that middle leadership of taking the work and vision of what Alicia's trying to do and keeping everything moving and going. And then, as a couple of people have alluded to, it's a community of not teachers, but adults who value and nurture and respect the rights of children and steward that and facilitate their learning journey, not tell them what to do and not just care for them. That team is who really got us here today. So for them, children like my daughter Sahana are always at the center of the center. And so while we're here celebrating being in a new space, I think that the center and the heart of what we are here for is the same, and it's the children. And this center is for them. So that's exciting for us. It's built for the artists. We've got the art center, and it's built for the naturalists who have a huge space outside, and the builders with who are, I think they mentioned, the architects mentioned that they were involved in some of the design work or the designers were mentioned. Architects came in, city planners came in from U-City to work with the kids on what city planning looks like as we were going through this process. And so we have ways to engage the builders here. And so as the founder of Reggio Emilia says, it's we have ways to engage the child who has 100 ways of thinking, of playing, of speaking. And I think that very much comes alive here in this space and the way that the school is run. So the way my daughter put it, I actually recorded her saying, I asked her, what do you want people to know about Urban Sprouts? And I tried to play it back and I erased it, so go me. But she said, I want them to know that I've learned good drawings, I've played with bugs, explored, I've done lots of things, and I love my teachers. She's graduating today, and she'll be here over summer, and she's really, really excited to be here. She's right there. She's already here in paper form. And that captures her essence, totally. But so congratulations and a heartfelt thank you to everybody that worked so hard on getting this together and getting us here in every way. Thank you, and good luck with everything.
Sometimes I have this Barbara Walters dream that every guest that I interview, if I can make them cry. then I will have succeeded, because then we get to the depths of the emotion. It will not be hard today. I've already seen her cry once, and so it's not going to be difficult at all. She's trying to hold it like, is that the head motion? I'm not, can't do it. So very quick story. I was reading on Facebook, a real friend on Facebook who wrote that she met a 20-year-old who said he had a dream of being a teacher. And he said he had a dream of being a teacher because he felt like that was not going to come true for him anymore at 20. And she wrote, we cannot afford in a society to have 20-year-olds who are already letting go of their dreams. Well, I dare say and I don't know how old you are, it doesn't matter today, but you're a grown woman, that we cannot afford a 20-year-old or grown women with a vision to not have their dreams come true. We can't afford that, but it's happening. And the reason that Urban Sprouts is so important is that all the children and their parents who walk through these doors, and I dare say their grandparents who walk through these doors, are going to know that their dreams can come true. It's not daycare. These are educators. They are dream builders, dream instillers, those who will let you know, you have a dream, sweetheart, what is it? And let's make it come true. Alicia had a dream, and with all of these people in this room, all of you, she made that dream come true. So if you would please welcome someone who has vision, grit, determination, a prayer warrior who has prayer warriors around her. I know I saw it already this morning. Allow me to introduce the visionary today, the founder of Urban Sprouts Child Development Center, Miss Alicia Qualls.
To God be the glory for all the things that he's done and all the things that he will continue to do in our lives. I'm a little choked up, so y'all work with me. It's going to be a long one. Carol needs to stop stealing my speeches. When I opened up the first Urban Sprouts, I was intentional about putting a sign up that said, dream as soon as you walk through the front door. Welcome to the home of the dreamers. Here, people can come in these doors and be unapologetically Black, unapologetically female, unapologetically male, unapologetically a child, and unapologetically a dreamer. So many children enter our doors with a vision for their life that many adults cannot comprehend. But here, we listen to the stories, we read the books, we dictate what the pictures are telling us, and we use it as thread for the cloth of their lives. Our job here today has just begun. This is only phase one. We have so much work to do, and I have an entire lifetime to finish. Before I go any further, I cannot I've never. Some sisters are born to you, others are given. From the time I opened Urban Sprouts in 2008 on this very day, 2009 on this very day, this woman has believed in everything, sorry, that I wanted for these children. This person makes dreams come true. While I dream, she makes them happen. Andrea Berrigan, I'd be remiss to not applaud you for your loving compassion. Whew, okay, now I can take a deep breath. This woman is phenomenal, and it's gonna be weird having an office without her because we've never had offices. But Maxine reminded me that we're grown women now. We should probably have offices with real office furniture and stop using folding chairs. But while I know she doesn't want to say much, thank you for your love and your leadership. I couldn't do it without you.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say that I enjoy being the quiet support behind this wonderful visionary, Alicia Qualls, and I'm so grateful to have met her and to have her in my life, to be here at Urban Sprouts, to be just a supporter of her and our wonderful work with the children, and I thank you all for being here.
Carol, thank you so much for coming back a second time. We didn't run her off. I met Carol at the groundbreaking for the first time, and we've become friends during her Thursday evening small talks on Facebook Live. If you've not joined us, please join us there. We have real good dialogue. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Okay, on to my thank yous. So there is this real courageous parent who came in my office and helped Andrea and I, to realize that we were doing things much larger for children than we imagined. And so he said, we need to scale this project. More children can benefit from this. And I blew him off for probably 2 years. But he kept nudging me to do more, to be more, to think about more, and to do more in the early childhood space that would provide equity for children. David Desai Ramirez, I appreciate your support and your voice to open doors for children and build places like this. IFF, you've been incredible. Edgar Velasquez with IFF, thank you for taking all my calls and emails. I don't know where he is. I call you a lot, and I ask lots of questions if you don't know me. I'd rather ask a question than try to, be blindsided, but thank you for taking all the calls. Thank you for sticking by us throughout this project. I appreciate it. Stephen Westbrooks. I have never worked so hard on a project in my life. Pulling together the loan documents was probably the toughest thing that I've done, and I wanted to walk away from this project many times. Borrowing $2.5 million and raising $250,000 to make this project go has not been an easy feat, and you've held my feet to the fire. Thank you for the challenge. Mark Gwenda. Thank you for taking design work and making it a reality. This building is amazing. Thad Martin and the entire Jima family, I appreciate you. Thad, you are the coolest looking dude ever. Sorry, Kev. He just looks cool. I'm not trying. Like, your beard's amazing. Your design's amazing. And then, Steve, like, you guys, this design is just incredible. And it meets all the needs of the children. That can go. It meets all the needs of the children in incredible ways. They are going to love these studios. This 100 Languages Art Studio is incredible. The cooking kitchen that children will be preparing meals in every day is beyond. You listen to me. You listen to every single detail. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where's Papa Phil? This is Phil, and this is his new grandbaby. Mark, I don't know if you know, but he is literally the best site superintendent anyone can ask for. He's calm, he's steady, and he got this project done on time. He met every goal. He was here late, here early. All of the people working with him have been pleased. He said something to me when we started this project. He said, Alicia, I'm not just building a building. I want to build a relationship with you, and you have. You will be missed. Spending the last 6 months with you has been incredible. Thank you. Andrew Rubin and Fred Kruger from Paul Casanine and Bloomingthal. Thank you. Having good legal is so important, and they answered all my calls. They came to late night board meetings where we had to have an emergency notary come at 10 o'clock at night. He is like getting things couriered to my hotels in Houston. He did whatever it took to get this deal done and has never left my side and has advocated for me both at the table and in the community. Thank you so much, Andrew Rubin and Fred Kruger. I appreciate it. To my board members, thank you for believing in my kind of crazy. This work isn't easy, and it truly can't be done with just a few. Thank you so much for standing behind me and helping the dreams of the children to come true. To my loving daughter who's here, where is she? This is my beautiful daughter, Alexis. Alexis was born to a teen mom. To a teen mom who taught me the importance of early childhood. She is the reason why I'm here today. Those statistics that Stinger talked about are so very true. I am a high school dropout that now holds a degree in early childhood education. And I am an adjunct professor at Florissant Valley Community College, giving back what was given to me. Early childhood education is so important, and she made me a believer. She's now going to college straight out of high school, something that I never did. And this is totally a blessing from God. So I know firsthand why this investment is important. I wish you well on your success, and I hope that you continue to carry the torch of excellence. This list is almost done. Okay, so to Vanessa Mosley, who took in a young girl at 17 who was motherless and pregnant and never ever treated me like an aunt, but always as someone who was very special. Regardless of the obstacles I faced, she continued to push me to get my education, to raise a child with integrity, and to be a godly woman. Thank you so much. To Paulette Kelly, who planted the seed of education in me at an early age. She was our first Sunday school teacher and has always had a love and a joy for children. She too helped to raise me to be the woman that I am today and continues to pray unceasingly for my path. Thank you so much. To my fiance, Kevin Lanier, who puts up with all of the stuff that I bring home, as I thank you for allowing me to fight for the children in our region, to advocate for children who come from families that need voices and need champions. Thank you for lending me to more than just our children, but to the community at large. I appreciate you. The next person I'd like to thank is Youth in Need. When I opened the organization, we were a private school, as Bijal spoke to. I was scholarshiping children about 20% out of my pocket because subsidy is just not enough. I was fortunate to meet Melissa Chambers, who is one of the VPs with Youth in Need, and she immediately got excited about Urban Sprouts and took it back to her CEO, Pat Holterman, who did not waste any time getting behind us and who continues to advocate for the children in our school and for the region. The reason why children can now come to our school tuition-free, regardless of their income, if they qualify, is because of this wonderful organization. Please help me in welcoming Pat Holterman to the stage.
Hi, I'm Pat Holterman Homas. I'm the president and CEO of Youth in Need. When people think about Youth in Need, they're most familiar with our work with older youth experiencing homelessness. But what you may not know is that our work with young people in crisis led us to want to do more for families and make sure all kids get off to a good start so they don't wind up on the streets or worse. So now, Youth in Need's largest program is actually for our smallest clients, children 0 to 5. We provide Head Start and Early Head Start services in 9 centers throughout the region, from St. Louis through St. Charles and out 100 miles west all the way to Montgomery County. We also provide home-based services to families throughout the region, and we work in partnership with other centers and schools. We're really, really proud to partner with Urban Sprouts to provide the Head Start and Early Head Start program right here. This partnership was made possible by a federal initiative began in 2014 to take a new approach and increase investments in young children and increase the supply of high-quality early learning opportunities for young children, especially those living in low-income working families. We know that I know everybody here knows this, every child, no matter their circumstances, deserves an opportunity to succeed. And this partnership is so cool. It takes the best of the Head Start model, which is ultra high quality, with the best of local providers like Urban Sprouts, who really understand and are deeply grounded in the communities and know what the families here need. So together we can reach even more children. Youth in Need's tagline is believing in the power of potential. And I think that's been a theme with all of the speakers here. It's been so cool to see the potential of this space, to see the potential of Alicia, and to know that so many children are going to reach their potential through this space. So we are just absolutely thrilled, and we congratulate Alicia and her team and all of you for making this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. This next person was introduced to me through Maxine. I went to Maxine's office and said, okay, I need to raise a ton of money. And I have none. She's like, well, how much do you have? I said, none. So it's like, okay, well, she stroked the first check. She didn't let me walk out empty-handed and make sure I got a good start. So thank you. But I'd like to personally thank a development consultant who is unwavering and who has really worked hard to help us reach our goal. Beverly Rombach, thank you so much for helping us take our turn. Through the relationships with Bev and so many of you, we have successfully raised $250,000, which was our organization's share for the project. And a significant part of that came from Gateway Children's Charity. Tom Shaheen, thank you so much for your contributions. Would you like to say a few words? Okay. Okay. Because of your generosity, we have named the cooking kitchen the Gateway Children's Cooking Kitchen. Please stop by and see their lovely placard on the wall. Before I step down, I'd like to share a quote with you from Lois Malaguzzi, who is the founder of Reggio Children. Our task regarding creativity is to help children climb their own mountains as high as possible. And I love that quote so much because it's really not about us. Adults tend to drive the car or, give children what they think they should have, but children really do know what path they want to take, and it's our goal to help them get down that path. Thank you so much, community, for making this happen today.
We have a few more wonderful things for you this morning. Alicia's going to make her way, and if you could please, you're going to turn around and face the back of the room.
Besides encouraging research and exploration, the Reggio environment transmits other messages to youngsters. The layout of a typical school in the city of Reggio is much like the one that we're standing in, with the central indoor piazza, or common representing space, where buddies pass the time of day, children play in bands, marketeers sell their wares, or fans stroll for the evening. As in the city, the school's piazza serves as a place to where children can intermingle or get together in large or small groups. Smaller nooks are intersected to honor children's personal space. The classrooms, the kitchen, the dining room are all open directly off the piazza, with no connecting hallways to interrupt continuity. The children can observe the cooks at work and frequently help meal preparation and cleanup. There is great freedom of movement between areas, including the outdoors. By design, the center itself becomes a part of the city, and the children can see activities unfolding around them, and relationships are built. Here is where the village gathers and is remembered as a whole. So I have invited someone to help me with this last thank you and dedication for believing in me, sharing your village, and continuing to support early childhood around St. Louis. Kobabi has prepared something for us that I've not seen either, so he can tell us a little bit about it.
Thanks, Alicia. I didn't know what I was getting into. It's nice to have, an excuse to have cried for 20 minutes. And I literally, we talked 4 weeks ago, I think, and she said, Urban Sprouts get a new building, need a mural, any way you can pull that off, and that's just how I work, man. I get a job and I just don't sleep, and I make it happen. And, a lot of things that were revealed on stage are awesome because it's what it's about. I paint for Black children. That's my main reason for painting. They don't see enough art that reflects them. So I'm unapologetic about that. And I'm glad she was right there for that. And the other night, it seems disconnected but connected. I watched Chance the Rapper interviews all night, and man, 22 and refusing to sign a contract that's what the space is about, believing that something different can be done, And being an artist at 44, 3 women, my mom, my wife, and this project because of Alicia. You just get things, and, I'm going to tie a whole bunch of things together, like Tina Fey. Why does Tina Fey make sense? Because Tina Fey said, when she gets asked to do something, she just says yes. And then just, because you don't know what's on the other side of it. And I got invited to be part of this. So, and that's what she invited me. I went over to that amazing building in Olivet, and she told me what they were, studying greens and, birds, and which I love both, trees and birds, everything. And, just the other things. And then we came over here, and, I saw the wall, and I saw the timeline, and I was like, so what size are you looking for? And luckily there was some drywall. So I was like, you look for something like this? She's like, yeah. And I was like, I can do that. So, and I was like, hey, I just say go and it's gone. And yesterday I begged for, I think, 6 more hours. And she's like, but I need it at 2:30. So I brought it up here, and lighting guy was like, as long as you get by 6:30 tomorrow morning. I was like, all right, good. Went, took a nap, got up at midnight, painted till I dropped it off. So she saw yesterday's version, and my daughter helped me with some patterns and things, so we took a little step further, and I'm glad what happened. So I revealed a piece, and I created it so that, you see it at first, and then hopefully you have to keep looking at it a bunch of times. And, I was taught to be able to flip a painting, or paint in a way people are always looking in, so your eye doesn't want to leave the canvas. So that's that's never left me. So I'll show you the piece. And
I'm rarely shocked, but I was thinking, I was standing up here and I was thinking about a moment when I was about maybe 6 years old, and my mother was similar, very similar to Alicia. I think that's what attracted us to each other. My mother started a school for children with Down syndrome, but in those days it was called Mongoloidism, and lots of the students were children left on our doorstep. Because nobody else really wanted them. And she always believed in the possible. And I wanted to tell you that I was 48 years old when I started Build-A-Bear, so you're never too old to be whatever it is you want to be and take it to many, many places. But I want to thank you, Alicia, for this. This is such a big surprise. But mostly, I just want to say that myself and my husband, Bob Fox, we invest in entrepreneurs and education. And in this place, Urban Sprouts, this is the perfect storm of Alicia as an entrepreneur and as a place that children will be inspired and grow and be creative. And I think that's the most important thing we can teach children, is how to be creative, how to be curious, how to ask all the questions like you ask and I ask, and just be forever, have a kid mentality that says, I just don't know everything, but I want to learn everything. And this is where it starts, as early as we can get them here in those little cribs that are in the back room. But I also want to give a big thank you to some of the people that introduced me to Alicia, to my friend Naretha Hobson, who I see around here. She introduced me, and to Jeremy and Rachel Esposito, who Jeremy is one of the toughest educators in this community. Not tough because he's mean, but tough because he has high standards. And when he told me his children were coming here, I knew this was a really good place because he's really, really picky. And Rachel is also really picky. And David and Bijal, the same thing. And when I saw that so many children were here of my friends' children's children, I'm of that generation where my friends' children's children are coming here. I am so proud to be associated with it and to bring the people along. And I want to say a special thank you to Barbara Fraser and Steve Stanger from the county executive's office. When I called because we were worried about something that had to happen here on a short notice, you guys just jumped in and really helped, and everybody followed up. I don't remember all the names of all the people that called us back, but boy, oh boy, that was a pleasant surprise, because you don't always think about that in your government, especially in today's world. And you guys were amazing and encouraging, not discouraging. And so that is alone means a lot when you're doing a project like this. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to thank my friend Alicia for never giving up, for Andrea for being the kind of, we all need a person like you. I have Tina, and she has you, and I'm telling you, it takes a village to raise a bear, and an Urban Sprouts, and I'm proud to be a little part of this village. So thank you, and thank you for that honor. I can't wait to bring Bob back so he can see it as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have a new phrase to leave with today, not just, this is not a daycare, these are educators, but it takes a village to raise a bear. I shall no longer say child. I will say child, but I love it takes a village to raise a bear. Mama bear, that's who we are. Papa bear, that's who we are. We raise our children to go out and to forage and to take care of themselves. We are fierce. Some people are afraid of us, but we're also cuddly and beautiful in the stuffed form. I don't want to meet a real bear, but I have a stuffed bear. It takes a village to raise a bear, y'all. Any fierce people in here who want to be a part of the village raising these little cubs to be bears? Yes, I love that. If I could get Barbara to come, Barbara Wilson, who is our board treasurer. She has baby in hand. That's all right. Come on. Come on. You can sit down if you want to. You can practice and practice and practice and cajole them and give them Cheerios in the back, and it doesn't always work, and that's all right. She did say thank you and took that binky. That works. All right. We are going to, I don't know where people get these big scissors, but you're going to see some today. It is time for the ribbon cutting. We are so fortunate to have educators and business leaders like Alicia in our community. Another big round of applause for the dreamer, the visionary, Alicia Qualls. And a special thank you to the Urban Sprouts Board of Directors, our supporters, our friends who are with us today. And of course, the final part of this today is the ribbon cutting. Please, if you'll join us outside for this short program. We ordered this great weather for you. You'll be okay out there. Thank you so much.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cut.